So hi, Michelle and Howard. I'm sorry to hear that you guys have blown out discs. Welcome to the club, and I'm glad that you watched the video of the rolling bridge on the reformer, because in a couple of years, or maybe a year, that's going to be you. Your spine will heal. In the short term, though, your workouts are going to be limited because flexion is with a disc. With this disc, flexion is your enemy. So I put together some survival exercises that allow you to keep working in what's called a neutral spine position. This is your new best friend. You can build a lot of strength. You can even train your abdominals in this position. That said, there may be some days when you just need to rest. During the survival period, the one tip that I have from the McKinsey Spine Institute, so my rehabilitation expert was Aldo, and he was a McKinsey Spine Institute guy. And when he started working on me after a snowboarding accident, my spine was like kind of mangled, and I was spasmed up, and I couldn't move sort of at all. And then he reworked my spine to get it mobile, and then I immediately went back to weight training. And then I was referred to Pilates. And at the time, Pilates wasn't very popular, so I immediately assumed that this was just sort of a death sentence and that I would never mountain bike again or never snowboard or surf or anything, and like this was it, you know. I've been sent to Pilates, whatever the hell that means. But I show up, and the Pilates teacher was like this goddess. I mean, she had ripped quads, and she was really beautiful, and she had this pretty smile and no makeup. She was just gorgeous. And I'm like, what? She was a former Cirque du Soleil dancer. And so I thought, great, you know, you're going to work with like busted up mountain athletes. Now I really feel bad. Like I felt bad before, but now I feel totally uncoordinated. And then it turns out she's also a mountain biker. She's from Colorado. And I was like, yeah, sure, you mountain bike, I'm sure you do. And then she started throwing out these places that were these like epic rides. So I took a look at her and the Cirque du Soleil and the epic ride mountain biking, so I started taking some of this stuff really seriously. So wherever you are now, Karen, I should have stayed in touch. You're awesome and doing better, hey. So here are a couple moves throughout the sequencing that are some of the things that Karen taught me how to do properly, and a couple moves, things that you can keep working out. That's going to be really, really important in these early days. You're going to have trouble lowering your center of gravity, and man, I've been there before. You know you're pretty good at a flat back, right? Flexion is your enemy. Pike is your enemy. Any of this forward, any of these moves here from the other videos where you're doing these bridges, your gravity is working against you on your disc. I don't care if people tell you it's okay because you're in extension, because I had people train me in those back bridges well before I was healed on my discs, and I kept re-injuring myself. And it wasn't until I found a trainer who stopped like making me do it that that listened to me telling them it doesn't feel right, I think it's hurting me. And they finally backed off, and so I stopped doing the things that hurt me and started doing the things that I could do while you allow that soft tissue to heal. So again, anytime you're doing anything, and I know people might think they know, but unless they took an MRI of you in motion, they don't know. You don't have nerves directly connected to the discs, and the information that you get is very vague. So trust your body and trust your instincts. When you're well, you can do all the back bridges, and you should do zillions of back bridges every day once your soft tissue is healed. So anything with that flexion means that the lumbar goes from straight to round, so tucking your butt, kind of like the old man pants. Pike forms, and anytime you break 90 with your thighs, your pelvis has to round to allow the femur bone to hit this angle. This is flexion, and your disc could be shooting out the back. So you and gravity are going to have a really good time for a while you figure out how you're going to get up and down in space. I recommend using poles. Don't use your arms as much as you can. So you've got arms, use them. If you can do this and lower yourself down from your arm, you're just going up and down in a flat back plank. So Michelle, just train your arms, your shoulder girdle and your arms in a flat back neutral. Sit on a ball or whatever you got to do, but get upper arm strength so that you can support yourself and avoid flexion as much as possible in the near term while the soft tissue heals. So that's the sort of some avoids. Let me see, I probably have one more avoid here. Stretching and length of musculature that attaches to your pelvis. You got all kinds of stuff strapping up to this pelvis, but tight hamstrings, they hook onto this bone right here, right in the middle of your butt. If they get too tight, they start pulling these bones down and back. Okay, so that means they're grabbing on, all this stuff connects, la 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 la, bam. They're grabbing on all the way up onto L5, L4, and they're gonna start pulling these guys down this way. Great, so you got tight hamstrings pulling this down this way, and you reach up here to grab something, so now you got what's called torsion on the spine. So you got this worsening kind of conflict between the two things. So likewise, your hip flexors can make you walk in the duck butt, which you might already be doing if you have any muscle spasms in the back to protect the soft tissue. So stretching from a flat back is the most important thing. So let's understand what a flat back is real quick. I train everyone here for a few things with a stick. It makes it so quick. Hold on. So just take a dowel, okay, and I'll do this in the demos just to reinforce the point. Not only when we're well, do we often kind of, posture is dynamic, so we don't always stand up like we're in trouble. But you kind of want to learn how to do that for a while. So this is called your sacrum. It's in between those two dimples, and it's where it feels kind of tailbony. So you put the bottom of this sucker on the sacrum, and then the other one right in between your shoulder blades, so it'll be right where your brow clasp is, and Howard right in between your shoulder blades. And this is my natural arch. I have a pretty flat back. This is not a sexy back. Pretty flat. And then you want to be able to bring your head back up along that stick. So you're going to stretch from here, plank from here, as much as possible, lunge from here, live here. You don't know on what rep or what movement you're going to injure it. So just, this was $2 from the Hobby Lobby. Not even, I got like a pack of 50 for $2 at Hobby Lobby. I really recommend using it, especially during the soft tissue healing, and then afterwards to restore patterns. So anyway, that is the prep speech. And then I'm just going to kind of flow through some visual demos with some talk with little notes on the movement and the repertoire. Hopefully you can kind of figure it out from there. And good luck in your healing. And again, just one more time, everybody's going to have this expert opinion on when you should be healed. And unless you've had a confirmatory MRI, which they wouldn't do for me, and I have great insurance, you could still be injured, and you need to just be really, really cautious about, for example, those crab walks. I love these crab walks. Once you get healed up, man, this is so freaking good for you. It opens your shoulders, it fixes your lumbar, blah, 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 blah. It does all this great stuff, but you really need to make sure that you wait, because gravity could still pull your disc right back out. And if you've ever been sitting on the backside of Vail Mountain, halfway down in a total muscle spasm where you're looking at your buddies going, no, dude, really, I'm going to be fine, I'll be fine. It took me 2 hours to get back down to the base of the mountain. I'm just saying, don't do what I do. Learn from my mistakes and go slow and let the soft tissue heal before you get out there and try to crush. So this separate video will have a nice little routine I'll put together for you. Namaste.